My name is Claire. Welcome to the presentation. I'm really excited to share with you a business that really changed things for me. I will go as far as saying it actually changed how we live. It changed my life, and I can't wait to share some information with you over the next kind of 30 minutes or so about everything we do and potentially how this could change things for you too. As I mentioned, my name is Claire. I've been working my business now for the last 11 years and absolutely have developed such a huge passion for sharing exactly what we do with other people. I started my business after a friend shared some information with me whilst I was pregnant with my first daughter. I was working in education, secondary education, and I absolutely loved my job. If I'm honest, hadn't really thought about life after having my first child. However, after having my first child and realizing actually that changed quite a lot of things, my priorities, my perspective was completely different. I gathered as much information on this opportunity as I could so that I could maybe give myself some choices for the end or during my maternity leave and also the end of my maternity leave as well. What I was looking for was the ability to have both an exciting career and lots of time at home with my family. Some of you will be able to relate to that. I was actually told it was greedy to want both of those things, but I knew there must be something out there. I knew that returning to a full-time education career wouldn't allow me the time that I wanted at home with my children and my growing family, or if I'm being really honest, the income I was looking for and the lifestyle I wanted for said family. So I got up and running. I got up and running in January of 2014 and really quickly, within 6 months, actually replaced my full-time education income, left my job, and this is what I've done now for the last 11 years. And I've worked it really flexibly around my small children, now moving on to they are 11, 9, and 7, and I've worked it really flexibly around them. And as I said, it's changed a lot of things for us as a family, where we live, the choices we make, the holidays we have, the cars we drive, but more importantly, it's allowed me to be really present and in the memories and a part of all those conversations, school runs, plays, sports days that we have when we have children. You know, the world has changed. It's changed quite a bit. I'm sure you'll agree. We've experienced, certainly in my last 11 years of business, things that have happened in our lives, but also in society that has made us think, actually, I do need or do want a flexible way of working. We know we only just have to have conversations with people around us that the demand for flexible working or the ability to work from home has never been higher. Now, before I take you through what I think is the most incredible solution to this flexible way of working need, I hope it's okay. I just thought I'd share with you some statistics that you might be able to relate to. Did you know that over 70% of employees globally are now looking for flexible working? There's such thing as a flexible working request in your workplace, possibly. And it's quite a high priority in their career. You know, when people are looking for jobs, is that there the need for flexibility? And quite often it's no. Post-pandemic, over 80% of women express a desire for a greater work-life balance to prioritise family and personal needs. You know, this happened to me way before the pandemic, but I think the pandemic and the ability or the need for people to work at home gave people a taste of that. And you know, lots of offices now are clawing people back. Lots of employers are clawing people back into the offices, and maybe they're having less work from home days, which they were quite enjoying. So some of the statistics I'd love to share with you are that 28% of people in the workplace are seeking a career change. It's okay not to, you know, gain some qualifications and sit in a career for 40 years and then retire. It's okay to mix it up a bit. 28% of people are unhappy where they are currently at or just want a new challenge and a new focus. And 44% of the UK workplace now have a second income. Maybe that's what's brought you to have a look at this information. Maybe it's extra income that you're looking for. You're not alone. That's nearly 50% of people wanting more money and a better lifestyle. You know, we all face challenges. I've shared some of my challenges with you today. Maybe you can relate to some of the challenges that you can see on the screen here. I just thought I'd share with you, though, really quickly, that did you know that 98% of the decisions you make are based around your job? Just think about that for a minute. 98% of the decisions we make on a daily or weekly or monthly basis are based around our job. Think about the time we wake up in the morning, what days we work, what day we do our food shopping, when we're able to exercise, when and how much time we have with family or loved ones, who takes our children to school, how much money we spend on holidays, how much money we spend on food, and lifestyle choices. I'm sure you'll agree, actually, it's quite a bit of a wake-up call, isn't it? That 98% of the decisions we made are based around our jobs. Challenges that most people are facing in employment are that you usually have fixed working hours. You probably have a contract that you have to adhere to. You work from a fixed location, little or no flexibility. I know that I can relate to that from an education career. I was required to be there in term time. There was no exception to that. Limited holiday time. I worked out the other day, bearing in mind I've got 3 children, that school children get 65 days holiday per year, and the average person in employment has 25. How is that supposed to work out? The maths just doesn't work out, does it? Pressure if children are ill or school events, limited possibilities to grow your income. Just on that, if it's okay for me to kind of mention myself again, I think maybe some people can relate to some of the things I'm saying. My concern was having my first baby and being on my maternity leave. What was my return to work going to be like? What were childcare costs like? Crazy, I learnt. But was I returning full-time, part-time? Was I in control of those career progression opportunities? The ability to grow my income? Maybe not. Were there going to be restricted opportunity for promotion if I was to return part-time, or maybe to have time off with ill children or whatever the case may be. And discrimination in the workplace, if I'm honest, makes me feel a bit uncomfortable to mention as a woman. But actually, the reality is it still happens. Women are known to be earning less than men in similar roles, which is a bit disappointing, isn't it? But it happens, and lots of us are facing these challenges. I mentioned that we have a solution. I mentioned that we have a solution, and that was the solution I found in this business that was shared with me 11 years ago that made me just go, oh my gosh, actually, maybe I can have both. Maybe I can have the time I craved at home with my family, but still add that something for Claire. A career that I could be really excited about with, the income that was in line with my goals, not what someone else felt I was worth. Now, I found that here within our team. Now, within this team, we are the most incredible group of people who have all come to work together with different backgrounds, different career history, different ideas of what success looks like, different amounts of time that they want to put into this business. And it's an environment where everybody cheers each other on. There's no office politics or anything like that, or fighting for promotion. It's a really nice environment where we share success tips and want people to be successful. Now, of course, to allow people to have these work from home flexible businesses that they're in control of, we need a vehicle. And so that vehicle we chose to be within the network marketing industry. I hadn't heard of the network marketing industry before. It was very, very new to me. But in fact, it's an industry that allows people to do exactly that. It is a network of home-based business owners who work alongside a company and a business model, a proven business model that's already in place, allowing people the ability to have businesses maybe when they aren't business minded, maybe they've never done anything like that before, because the idea is you're coached and shown how to do that. Now, we needed a partner company. Now, if I was going to put my time and effort into a business that was my own within the network marketing industry, I need to know that we were going to be partnered and select a partner company that was safe, stable, and secure. And I'm pleased to say we chose the best partner company, and that company is called Forever Living. I'm about to tell you a little bit about them just now. Forever Living are actually the #1 grower and producer of aloe vera in the world. Now, when I say the word aloe vera, it brings a smile to my face, because remember, I had an education background, and you might be sitting here thinking, actually, I'm not sure if I was looking for a business in aloe vera. Now, I wasn't. That's not what I was looking for. I was looking for a flexible way of earning a really exciting income. Stay tuned, because that's going to be explained just a little bit later in this presentation. Forever Living, the #1 grower and producer of aloe vera. I'm really now proud to tell you that actually they were founded in 1978, so they're 47 years old, and they operate in over 146 countries worldwide. They are family owned, cash rich, and debt free. I was well impressed with that. I was looking for a way of, I needed a stable, secure, reliable income. Now, I knew I was prepared to bring some work here. I can bring some work ethic. I can be consistent. I can commit to something. But is the company I'm partnered with going to reward me for my efforts long term financially? And that's what I needed to see. The statistics you can see on the screen there. I'm sure that you are as impressed as I am. This company turns over almost $3 billion per year. Did you know we're one of the only legacy companies within the network marketing industry as well? There's not many that can say they're 47 years old, they're cash rich, debt free, they don't owe any money to any banks, they are privately owned as well. There's no shareholders involved here. The best partner company there is. Now, we have we work with a product range. Now, if you're going to work with a company, we need to know that the product is absolutely fantastic. We need to know that we've got a fantastic product range that's actually not, we're not a white label company. So we don't buy products in and stick our labels on them. No, no, no. Forever Living are really, really careful about actually how they grow their own aloe and produce their own products to the most insane high standards. I've been in the facilities where these products have been produced and it blows my mind. Longevity in the digital world, you know what? What I love about Forever Living is that these are products that people can actually put their hands on. They're tangible. They develop a relationship with these products, our skincare products, our personal care items, the products that come with fantastic health benefits. People love them. The digital world doesn't offer that. The digital world, things can be copied and duplicated all the time. Whereas here, our USP is that we are a vertically integrated company. We own the whole process from the fields that the aloe is grown in, the facilities that the products are manufactured in. We're in total control of everything we do. The products have a huge repeatability, and I love that because I'll be really honest with you, I had no experience of selling. And I didn't actually have a desire to be a salesperson either. Now, you might be able to relate to that. What I found is, though, that I just was going to be using a brand and recommending the benefits, just like I do day to day with meals that I have in nice restaurants or great films that I see in the cinema. That's all I do. And I've got a really small handful of customers, as you're going to see explained in just a minute, that I absolutely love looking after and help to feel good and look good with our products. I'm now going to hand you over to Lisa, who is going to do a fantastic job telling you a little bit more about these products and exactly how you can earn some money with us, because that's why you're here, right?
Perfect. Thank you so much. Ladies, gents, my name is Lisa Prescott. My business started back in the December of 2013. Very different background to Claire in the fact that I was a full-time detective in the police. I joined the police at 18 and that was going to be my career for life. In reality, what happened was I became a parent. At the point that I became a parent, everything changed. I wanted to spend more time at home. I wanted to spend less time at work. And at the point that I was 31 weeks pregnant with our second baby, I frantically started searching the internet for a different way of working. I knew that I would dread going back to work after my maternity leave because I dreaded it going back first time around. I couldn't find anything that fit. And fortunately, I thank my lucky stars on a daily basis that somebody thought enough of me to share this information with me. And like Claire, when I looked at it, it was so far away from what I was doing, but it felt right. And I felt excited and I could see a way that I could generate £400 per month just to be at home a little bit longer on maternity leave. So I got stuck in with the mindset that if other people could do it, then why couldn't I? Within the first 8 weeks, I'd replaced my police wage. By month 10, I resigned from the police. I never even went back to work to clear my locker because this was never going to be my plan B. I absolutely wanted and knew this would be my plan A. And then for the last 11 and a half years, I went on to have a third baby. My third baby was twin boys. And my life has been chaos when it comes to parenting. But what it has given me is 11 and a half years at this point of being a full-time present mum, earning more working part-time than I was full-time in the police, but to still have a career that I was proud of. And I get what I believe to be, Claire's told you all about the company and the passion that we share for that. But the best part, because when I looked at the product range, my first question was, how? How and who do I sell to? I hate the feeling of being new at anything. And I just wanted to get all the information really quickly for me to understand how I could build a business with this. So our top product, our flagship product, is an aloe vera drink. Did you know that you could drink aloe? Because I didn't. Now, when I started my business, I feel like it's important for me to say I didn't even know what an aloe vera plant looked like, but what I did know that it was good for you. So Our flagship product is an aloe vera drink, which is all around gut health, supporting your immune system, your digestive tract, your hair, your skin, your nails. My children drink it. So it's a wellness tonic. It can help with your energy levels for your entire family. Daily care products. Who doesn't use everyday daily care products? Deodorants, toothpaste, moisturizers, shampoos, and conditioners. So everybody that I knew when I started my business, from my newborn right the way through to my nana, bless her, while she was here, there was everybody in between that was using her products, and I felt comfortable that I could recommend these products to everybody that I came across. Skincare is my absolute obsession because it has completely transformed my skin. I didn't really use skincare products when I started my business, and I'm, like I've said, over a decade in my business, and my skin is better now, and I'm 11 years older than when I started. And that is because of the belief that I have in our products. They are affordable, award-winning skincare products. And then weight management. Who doesn't want to lose a little bit of weight, especially in the summer months, even after Christmas? It's a product that works all year round, but not just for losing weight. It's about maintaining weight, making healthier choices, even helping people gain weight. What I know is if you're going to look for a business opportunity, health and wellness is the right place to be. It's projected to reach over 7 trillion by the end of this year. It is going nowhere. People want to look good, people want to feel good, people want to feel more confident and comfortable in their skin. So you are aligning yourself with an award-winning brand that has stood the test of time in an industry that is seeing exponential growth. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. We have lots of reviews online where you can see that Christine said not only did she lose weight, she was less bloated. Who doesn't want to feel less bloated? She slept better. Who doesn't want to sleep better? She had more energy. She started to make healthier food choices. You've got Sarah that would say the product was phenomenal. Her skin was more hydrated and glowy. Who doesn't want hydrated, glowing skin? Now, what I love about Forever, I was a police officer, I did all my research, and every time I looked into the company, everything that I found, I loved the ethics, the values of the company. The company offer every single customer an unconditional 60-day money back guarantee. So for 60 days, you can use our product range. And if for whatever reason it doesn't say, you didn't see the results that you was expecting, you can return it and get a full refund. They wouldn't offer that, and knowing that less than 0.5% of products ever gets returned, and that includes those that are broken in transit from FedEx that we're not even in control of, shows that our products are as good as we say they are. That helped me when I was recommending the products, and the fact that we are backed up by lots of awards to say that we have an award-winning top quality brand. So let me tell you how you're going to develop a handful of regular customers, because that is what I wanted to know. I was very much like, show me what to do and I can do that. But how am I going to develop some customers? It starts with using and falling in love with the product. Now, I'll never forget being new at this business, and I felt overwhelmed. I'd never done anything like this before. It was so far away from what I'd done. And I remember having a conversation with my husband, and he said to me, aren't you just supposed to use them? Like, start there. And that is exactly what I did. I started to use the product, and from the second I used the exfoliator and moisturized my face, I was hooked from the very first application. So because of that, because I used the brand, I fell in love with that. I started talking to everybody about the products that I was using, about the benefits that I was seeing from drinking aloe vera. I couldn't help but do that. Now, if you're sat on this call right now and you're thinking, but I can't sell, let me tell you, the last time you recommended a Netflix series is you selling a product. Next time that you tell somebody where your t-shirt is from is you selling a brand. Next time you tell somebody to go and watch something at the cinema or a restaurant to eat, you are recommending all of the time. You're just not being paid for your recommendation. So we are doing this on a daily basis because if you like something, you naturally want to tell other people about it. So from sharing the products, you're going to develop a handful of regular customers with a loyal custom base. Claire's already said that the products are repeatable, consumable products. If you're going to align yourself with a brand, you want to align yourself with a brand that when your customer gets to the end of that product, they have already got their next one waited at home because they cannot go without. That is how we are as a family. That is how my customers are, because they are hooked on the benefits, how they look and feel, and how they feel in themselves. Now, from developing a regular customer base, the company Forever Living will pay you between 30 and 48% profit on all of your product sales. Now, with that in mind, what that means is that you get between 30 and 48% discount for you personally to be using a top quality award-winning brand at a fraction of the price. So you're getting that 30 to 48% profit, that 30 to 48% discount, and you can now look at earning an extra £500 to £1,000 extra every single month. Now, I've not frozen on the camera. I paused for a reason because I want you to have a think. How much of a difference right now would an extra £500 per month make? How much would an extra £1,000 per month make coming into your household on top of what it is that you already do? Because that is why I joined. I needed that £400 to £500 a month to make a difference so that I could stay at home with my little boy. Claire's already spoken about, she didn't come to start selling aloe vera, but you know what? Neither did I. And I already said I didn't even know what an aloe plant looked like. And when I did, I was fascinated. But what I know is that every single person that I've ever spoken to go, oh, aloe vera, isn't that really good for your skin? Or, oh, aloe vera, I've got a plant at home. Isn't that great for X, Y, and Z? And I was almost shocked that I was probably the only person that didn't know the benefits of aloe. I just knew that it was good for you. So people already know of the benefits, for your health, whether that be topically on your skin or drinking the products. It dates back to thousands of years ago, and there's no other plant in the world that has been subject to more books and references. Now, we already know that the health and wellness marketplace is set to grow to 7 trillion, but the aloe market is growing at a rapid rate. So not only are you in a fast growing market within health and wellness, you've got a product that we're the largest growing producer of that is also growing at a rapid rate. Now, this part here, let me come with a warning that once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Because this, to me, might as well be titled Replace Your Police Wage. Because that is all I could see. I could see a way of replacing my police wage from home without having to sacrifice time. It starts exactly the same. So to build a business and to start to help other people, it starts with loving the brand, falling in love with the products. From there, you're going to start not only sharing the products, but you're going to share a business opportunity, an opportunity to allow people to work more flexibly, have more time and freedom, choices, and an extra income, if not a replacement income coming into their bank. You're going to want to share that with people because for me, I feel like somebody handed me a lifeline. Thankfully, I took it, I ran with it, and it has given me the last 11 years that I've said. But it started with somebody sharing it with me, and we're sharing it with you this evening. And hopefully, you'll see exactly the same as we see, and you will want to share that with other people. I always say I join the police to help people, and I don't ever feel like there's an incident that I can recall. I feel like I helped anybody, which makes me quite sad, but that's the reality of it. Whereas over the last, 11 years, I've had the absolute pleasure of helping people earn an extra £100 a month to pay towards the food shop, an extra £1,000 a month, right the way through to six-figure incomes and global travel. And I've had the opportunity of doing that. Now, what happens here is you will start to work alongside some other people, help them to generate an extra income with our support, and the company will pay you a percentage of all of the products that are being retailed within your business. So not just the products that you are retailing, you'll be earning a percentage of all of the products that are being moved throughout your entire business. On average, that will be 8%. What we know is that Forever pay the highest bonuses within the network marketing space. So you are with a generous company that are paying the highest within the marketing plan model. Now, an extra £2,000 per month was more than I was earning in the police. An extra £10,000 per month, I couldn't even wrap my brain around. This business is completely uncapped. You can do with it whatever it is that you like. It can be a little bit extra, it can be a full-time income and a lot more. But what I know is when you start to access those full-time incomes, I went into this with my eyes wide open thinking that I'd given the police 10 years of my life. I was in the same police station and I still had 25 years left of a career to go. If this took me 10 years, which it didn't, as I said at the beginning, but if it took me a while, it would still have knocked off 15 years of a career because I would have had to work another 25 years anyway. So I went all in knowing that it was a business and that those sorts of income can be achieved, but with time, and it takes stability to build a business over time. And that is exactly what we show people to do. How much of a difference would an extra £2,000 per month on top of what it is that you're already doing make to your family right now? Now, for me, that was enough. That was it. I just needed to replace my police wage. In actual fact, I just wanted £400. However, I've already said we work alongside a really generous company and they offer lots of different incentives. The first one being a car plan incentive. We call it Forever to Drive, and in actual fact, it's a cash bonus that goes into your bank. It got labelled as a car plan incentive because it's a monthly bonus that goes into your bank that a lot of people will tend then to lead towards a car payment. However, you can spend it on football fees, in my case, in my house. You can put it on savings, you can pay extra off your mortgage, you can do what you want with it. But it's an extra £6,300 per year to spend on whenever it is that you choose. Travel makes me smile because I didn't start this business to travel. We was a family that went to the same all-inclusive every single year. My husband was actually labelled the police officer within the division that did the most overtime within a year, which is not an award you want to win because it shows how much he was at work and not at home. And he did that so he could afford to go on holiday. And I think back to those days and I'm like, I remember him working every single day off. When I started Forever and I knew that you could travel to places that I never even dreamt that we would ever be able to go to. We've been to Abu Dhabi, we've been to Johannesburg, we've been to Dallas. Probably my claim to fame is riding a hot air balloon with the owner of the company in Joburg. Surreal moments where I thought, how did this ever become our lives? And I tell you that because I started for £400. So if you love to travel and you love to travel for free, let me tell you, you are in the right place. Chairman's bonus, again, makes my heart sing because this is, again, shows the generosity of the company. We don't advertise on footballer shirts, we don't advertise on boards, and we're not sold in shops because we're the walking, talking adverts of our brand. And because of that, the company have an incentive every single year that you can choose to work towards, should you wish. They are all completely optional, where the company will pay you a percentage of the turnover from that year. Now, even if that is a small percent, remember Claire said that the company turns over 3 billion. So the company giving back in excess of 25 plus million every single year to business owners. And the checks range from $3,000 right the way through to staggering amounts of money, over millions I'm talking here. And again, we've been, as a family, really fortunate that for 12 years we've been paid an extra bonus from the company. And you can start to work towards any of these incentives from the second that you get registered. And lastly, it's a legacy business. I've got 4 children. Claire's got 3 girls. We need a business that will stand the test of time and that we can leave to our children, heaven forbid, when we are not here. Now, a very dear friend of mine that I've had the pleasure of building my business with pretty much from day one has achieved all of these incentives. So Emma's going to share with you her experience of working alongside the company.
Thanks, Lise. So like Lisa said, my name is Emma and I started my business back in February 2014. Now, at the time, I was very busy. I was working long, unsociable hours. I was the manager of a gym. I was a personal trainer. I was teaching classes and I was just completely married to the job. I spent way more time at work than I did at home. Now, when I took a look at the business, I was the skeptical personal trainer that wanted to have a look at the products. So being a personal trainer, I'm well up on nutrition, well up on sports and weight management, and I'd never heard of these products before. So I took a look. I did think that I would hate what I saw, and it was the complete opposite. I absolutely loved everything I saw. I love the fact that, how everything is produced. I love the fact that the science and the development behind them. So I initially saw a way of being able to purchase my own products a lot cheaper, and had in the back of my mind, if I could retail a couple of £100 worth of products, earn myself a little bit of extra cash each month, then that would mean I wouldn't hit that dreaded overdraft that I used to every month. What happened from there was a bit of a whirlwind. Very quickly, I fell in love with the products, as did so many other people. I started to build my business. And I say this all the time, sheer excitement just snowballed my business to the point where within 6 months I'd completely replaced my income. And I didn't set out for this business to do that. So I'd replaced my income. And that's when I actually made a decision that I was going to leave my job, my career, everything I knew of, 10 years, so that I could do this business full time. So fast forward from there, I then went on to achieve everything that you've heard this evening, the incentives, the travel, just everything the company has to offer, which blows my mind. But the big turning point in my business was 4 years later, I became a mummy. So in 2018, I became a mummy, and everything changes when you become a mummy. And I had that peace of mind that I didn't have to worry about my income. I didn't have to worry about maternity leave, returning to work, working crazy unsociable hours around a baby. I had that freedom to be a mum, build my business, and not miss any of those key moments. My little girl is now 7, and I can say that I've been there. I'm that mum at the school gate. I'm the mum, who does all of the clubs. I don't miss anything. It's sports day in a couple of weeks, and I will be there. And I really believe there is no price that you can put on that. So to know that I've been in business now just over 11 years, this business has given me far more than I ever imagined. So on top of everything that you see tonight, just bearing in mind that time freedom, that flexibility, and just having that peace of mind that you can be there for your family is priceless.
Thank you, Emily. It really is. And I tell you what we don't mention is the friendships that we've built. We've all built incredible friendships with like-minded women that are there to cheer each other on and pick each other up. And it's that part that nobody tells you about that for me has been the biggest part of my business. We've given you a lot of information. And for us, I believe that this is 98%, it was 100% of, the solution to my problems. I look back at that little boy on the screen who is my little boy who's ready for starting high school, and saying yes to this business has given me time to watch him grow. It has meant that I'm not restricted by hours, location, by somebody telling me my worth and when I need to work, and when school ring and ask me to come and pick him up, or tell me that he's forgotten something and he expects me to take it there. And I never say no. And you might judge me for that, but I want to be that mum that can be there should he need me to be. And when he's older, he'll remember that. They will all remember that. And it simply came from taking a look at this information and getting started with a box of products. Because at this point, I don't know about you, but I was like, give me the products. Let me see if they're as good as you say they are. Let me get, a feel for the brand and show me what to do. We're really fortunate in the UK. We have 2 starter kits. One is the top 10 selling products. The idea is that you can use one, you can use them all. I'm sure you will want to, but you can use one and you can sell the duplicate product to start to make your profit back instantly. Or my obsession is skincare. That skincare system, we'll call it, will give you hands down the best skin of your entire life. And if not, I will give you your money back, because I am that confident in those products and what they can do for your insides and your skin, and really helping your body on its aging process. To get started in a business where you can operate in over 140 countries, at the touch of a button, you can recommend your products to anybody where we trade, which is pretty much the entire world, for only £199.75. Now, for that, you get over £300 of the products in both kits. They're exactly the same when it comes to price. You get over £300 of the products and instantly 30 to 48% discount off the entire brand. We are that confident. Do you remember how I said we're a really fair brand, a really fair, ethical company? We are that confident that if you don't fall in love with the products, you can return them and get a full refund within your first 14 days, because they want you to have a positive experience from the brand and be excited about working alongside us as a company. That box isn't just your products, it's your business, it's your literature, it's your website, it's all of the digital, everything that you need, whether it be online, your digital assets, all of the knowledge and the skills that you're going to need to build a business. In that box, essentially, you are buying an entire business. Again, that allows you to trade. As I have said, it's unheard of that you can trade anywhere in the world at the touch of a button. Now, we know as a team, we are going to be your biggest cheerleader. We will be behind you every step of the way. It is new. It can feel a little bit daunting and it can feel overwhelming. And our job is to take that overwhelm out and show you how successfully we have built businesses that have stood the test of time. You will get a personal mentor, a friend, we will call it, that will be there to guide you to the success that you deserve. You're going to get all the trainings. I know that our system as a team is the best system out there for giving you, manageable chunks to learn the industry, to learn the skills, to show you how to build a business, whether that be for a few extra £100 a month or whether that be a full-time income. You get weekly coaching, weekly catch-up calls with women that are going to be behind you to cheer you on, and men that are there to you know, to support you with that. We've got an incredible leader within the UK, a guy called Michael Viterolis, who is leading and driving the UK. He's our director of sales. Together, the growth in the UK is going to be astronomical, and we want you to be part of it. And knowing that you get all the training, all the tools, all the events that you need, rest assured you're going to have all the support to help you see the success that you deserve. Now, at this point, you're going to be in one of three places. If you're anything like us, you'll be like, yes, I am in. I really understand it, but it feels great and I just can't wait to get started. If that is you, drop whoever has invited you to this call this evening a message and say, get me registered. I cannot wait to start. If you've got some questions, that is okay. Get your questions answered, because I guarantee that we've already asked them all ourselves. There's not a silly question. Make sure you get them answered. And if it's just a no, not right now, and it's not the right time, we are a firm believer that timing's everything. But don't leave this opportunity without using the products, because I guarantee there will be a product that you will love to use. Or even share this information, let somebody within your network know what you've had to listen to tonight, because I can guarantee there will be somebody right now that is desperate for what we do. Thank you very much for listening to the information. We cannot wait to help you get started, and we'll welcome you to the team really soon.